disclosure. Turns out, the good doctor is worth more than $10 million. How does a federal employee have so much dough? Well, Fauci isn't just any federal employee. He's America's highest paid federal employee. Nearly $500,000 a year, more than the big guy. And he gets royalties from vaccine products his agencies develop with Big Pharma. Plus, he's a savvy investor. The doc made close to $2 million in 2020 when the pandemic hit. Maybe Nancy Pelosi manages his portfolio. We're not sure. We're sure of this, though. Fauci is an owner of an Italian restaurant in San Francisco, the Jackson Fillmore Trattoria. A guy born in Brooklyn who lives in D.C. is an investor in an Italian joint in San Fran. Okay. It's his money. He can do what he wants with it. But he's also doing what he wants with your money, too. In April 2020, when Fauci forced your business to shut down, his restaurant got a big, fat PPP loan, over 100 G's, courtesy of you, the American taxpayer. And you might be thinking, Jesse, it's a loan. He has to pay it back. Wrong. It's been completely forgiven. The question is, did our money at least go to a good use? Was the restaurant worth saving? Or is Fauci running a wet market in the city by the bay? We sent a reporter deep undercover into the restaurant to find out.
What an interesting menu. We've got cocktail lasagna, pizza wuhan, triple mask tiramisu. Let's just see what they've got going on in the back here. Any bats in the freezer? Any monkeys there? Anything like that? Thanks to Cage Fighter. Let's have a look. Not sure.
Steve Hilton, it's our man on the inside. Steve, how did you get back into the back of the restaurant?
I looked everywhere, Jesse. Honestly, I looked in those no bat viruses to be found. A big disappointment. I don't know where he stashed them away, but it wasn't in that restaurant. And I've got to tell you, that was a nice place. We had a wonderful meal. The food was delicious. The service was great. It was good value. It was a sweet place. I left there thinking, if only Fauci 10 years or so ago had decided to retire and focus on his restaurant investments, maybe there'd have been no pandemic at all.
I mean, that was his real calling, a restaurateur, and I think we all hoped he would have followed that. So I have the menu right here. And, I mean, you're right, it's good value. You get the 16-ounce veal chop. It's only 36 bucks. I mean, that's pretty good for a veal chop. What did you have?
So I had chicken al gnocchi, which I believe had walnuts and pine nuts and mushrooms and a delicious creamy sauce. It was absolutely wonderful.
That looks delicious. Very good. And did you have to show your vaccination card before you went on? I'm sure you must have.
This is San Francisco, after all, the home of the most extreme and crazy and unjustified lockdown in the country. So you have to mask when you walk in. Of course, that totally keeps everyone safe, even though when you sit down you take it off. Vaccine cards all around, show your papers. Also, there was a very interesting item on the menu that I was convinced was Italian for gain of function, but I don't know. We didn't get to order that.
I mean, yeah, you could have some fun with this menu. They have all kinds of things that they could just juice up into something that just spreads throughout the world. I don't know. Are you expecting us to pay for this? Are you expensing prime time, or is this coming out of your pocket?
I enjoyed it. It was a nice evening out. I'm very happy to have done it for you, Jesse. And by the way, I love food. I mean, it's a way of saying I'm very greedy. So if there's a gig going as your restaurant reviewer, I'm there.
You know what? I like having a British guy review an Italian restaurant. I think it works perfectly. And we're not trying to tell everybody, boycott the restaurant. Listen, the food looks good. It's just ironic that Fauci is a restaurateur when he's so busy, bending the curve or whatever he wants to do. Did you hold your breath in there? Because apparently, if you hold your breath now, that slows the spread. Or did you have to?
Exactly. That's Eric Garcetti, Mayor of LA. That's right. And then you can get your picture taken. So all through that video that I was shooting for you there. By the way, got to send out a video credit to my son who shot that video. Very proud of that. Very excited to see his work make it to the screen.
It was a family affair.
Through that. Exactly.
All right, thank you so much, Stephen. Yes, we will be sending you the French Laundry is next. Okay?
Sounds good.
That we're definitely not